Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has met Swiss Foreign Minister Ignazio Cassis in Bürgenstock ahead of key US-Iran negotiations scheduled later today. According to Iranian officials, Tehran will also hold separate meetings with Pakistani and Qatari delegations before quadrilateral talks involving Iran, the United States, Pakistan and Qatar. The discussions are part of ongoing efforts to advance the agreement reached under the recent memorandum aimed at easing regional tensions and reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
Pakistan says technical-level talks between the United States and Iran will be held today in Bürgenstock, Switzerland, with mediators from Pakistan and Qatar also participating. The Foreign Office said the discussions aim to advance implementation of the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding, which was signed earlier this month to end the conflict and stabilize the region. Pakistan said it will continue to facilitate the process as mediator. The talks follow the signing of the US-Iran agreement that outlines steps, including the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz and easing of maritime restrictions, though details remain under negotiation. Officials said this will be the first formal implementation meeting after the MOU, with further diplomatic engagements expected, alongside efforts to maintain regional stability.
Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian says the Memorandum of Understanding between Iran and the United States is fully aligned with Iran's interests. Speaking ahead of technical-level talks in Switzerland, Pezeshkian expressed hope that the results of the ongoing diplomatic process would soon become clear. He also reiterated that Iran does not seek to develop a nuclear weapon, describing it as a key issue in discussions with Washington.
US Vice President J.D. Vance has arrived in Switzerland for a new round of US-Iran technical talks aimed at advancing an interim diplomatic framework and reducing tensions in the Middle East. The discussions, taking place at the Bürgenstock resort near Lucerne, are expected to focus on Iran's nuclear program, sanctions relief, and broader regional stability, including maritime security in the Strait of Hormuz. Senior US officials, including Envoy Steve Witkoff and advisor Jared Kushner, are reportedly part of the delegation, with regional intermediaries such as Qatari representatives also supporting the dialogue process. Meanwhile, a high-level Iranian delegation led by Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Khalibaf has also arrived in Switzerland today to review implementation of commitments under the US-Iran Memorandum of Understanding. Iranian officials said the visit is not for new negotiations, but to assess whether agreed obligations are being fulfilled, as Tehran insists that progress toward a final deal depends on full compliance by all sides. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghaei said Iran's approach is based on a commitment-for-commitment principle, warning that implementation, not signatures, will determine the success of the agreement. He added that several provisions, in Iran's view, remain unfulfilled. US President Donald Trump says there will be no tolls for passage through the Strait of Hormuz during a 60-day ceasefire period, while adding that charges could still be imposed by and for the United States if the agreement is not fully implemented. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said no fees would apply even after the ceasefire period, but insisted Washington could act if commitments are breached. The remarks come amid uncertainty over the US-Iran memorandum aimed at de-escalating regional tensions. Israeli strikes in Lebanon killed at least 20 people, Lebanon's state media said, just a day after a ceasefire with Hezbollah came into effect. Israel said the attacks were in response to more than 50 projectiles fired by Hezbollah overnight, while the group accused Israel of repeated ceasefire violations and warned of retaliation. Lebanese authorities reported airstrikes across southern Lebanon and the Bekaa Valley, including a deadly hit on a residential building in Tyre district. Both sides traded blame as fighting continued, despite the truce. A UK government source has dismissed reports claiming Prime Minister Keir Starmer is preparing to resign, insisting he remains focused on governing despite political speculation. The clarification follows media reports suggesting Starmer could announce a resignation timeline as early as Monday. The government source rejected the claims, saying the Prime Minister is continuing his official duties and has made no such plans. A severe heat wave has swept across Europe, prompting emergency measures, including alcohol restrictions in France, nationwide heat alerts in Germany, and the closure of a major football fan zone in Spain. Temperatures are expected to reach 39 degrees Celsius to 41 degrees Celsius in parts of France, where authorities have issued red heatwave warnings across 35 departments. In response, officials have introduced partial alcohol restrictions during public events, while keeping some public parks open overnight to help residents cope. Germany has also issued widespread heat alerts as temperatures near 38 degrees Celsius, warning of health risks and possible thunderstorms. In Spain, a World Cup fan zone in Madrid was closed due to safety concerns as extreme heat intensified.
That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.